The honourable member for Burnaby South.
The Conservatives showed us who they really are. They voted against tax relief for the working class. And the Liberals want to jack up taxes on the 15th. New Democrats believe the working class needs permanent relief. So will the Prime Minister permanently exempt the GST off of daily essentials, essentials like a kid's winter jacket?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we're actually moving forward to suspend the sales tax for Canadians so that they can afford the basic necessities that they will need, whether it's fresh-made produce whether it's fresh-made products at the groceries, whether it's dinner at a restaurant or even a fast food place for the family. These are things that Canadians will find less expensive over the coming months. Unfortunately, the Conservatives continue to vote against measures that will help Canadians. They stand against this tax break for all Canadians, like they stand against dental care, school food programs, and many other things to help Canadians.
L'honorable député de Burnaby Sud.
Why were the Conservatives chirping? They proved that bootlickers were billionaires.
Families will still need to eat after February 15th. But the GST will be going back up on February 15th.
Order! I'm having great difficulty hearing the honourable member from Burnaby South. The honourable member from Burnaby South.
Why are these Conservatives chirping so much? They've proven that they are bootlickers for billionaires.
Families will still need to eat after February 15th, but that day, the Prime Minister will once again increase the GST. Just another Liberal letdown. Why does the Prime Minister think that people should have to keep paying GST on children's clothes and diapers? Why?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Monsieur le Président.
Mr. Speaker, our tax break over the next few months will help families throughout the country. It will help them with what they need to buy at the grocery store because groceries, restaurant visits, wine and beer, all sorts of things that we'll be spending on over the next few months, all of these things will be cheaper, tax-free. That's our way of telling Canadians that we see that they're struggling, but we are here to invest and help them. Unlike the Conservatives, who have voted against assistance to Canadians, against the tax break, and against dental care.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister claims he's taking taxes off of fresh-made produce. He really does. He really does think that food comes from the grocery store, not from the farmers who actually grow the produce. That's why he, I guess, thinks he can carbon tax those farmers without taxing the food. And then you have his friend, the Maserati Marxist over there in the wants to tax your gas. They're both out of touch. Canadians are out of money. How about a carbon tax election?
Colleagues, order. Order. The Honourable the Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Leader of the Opposition had the opportunity to axe the sales tax for Canadians, and he voted against it and forced his MPs to do exactly the same. He is only interested in his own political self-interest, not interested in helping Canadians, either with a tax break for the next few months, or with dental care for vulnerable seniors across the country, or with more school food programs that will help kids and parents afford their groceries. These are the kinds of things we're doing. These are exactly the things that he is blocking.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister says he's going to leave the economy to bankers. He says he doesn't think much about monetary policy, the budgets balance themselves, and that he's not very good with numbers, but he did get one thing right. He said that deficits cause inflation. So did his finance minister right before she introduced his budget, saying no deficit above $40 billion. So, straight up question, will the Prime Minister keep his word and cap the inflationary deficit below $40 billion?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, I know the Leader of the Opposition is eager for our fall economic statement. If he really wants to see it, he could perhaps stop the obstruction of Parliament to allow us to move forward on dealing with Canadians and challenges that they are facing. But it's interesting that he brought up inflation once again. He stopped talking about inflation after years of railing about it because we did the work to actually bring it down, Mr. Speaker. We invested in programs that were there to support Canadians, but that didn't contribute to inflation. Inflation is now back down in the target range. Interest rates are coming down. That's why we can give a tax break to Canadians. That's why we're there.
I'm going to ask colleagues to please not take the floor unless recognized by the Speaker so that we can both hear and that people who do use translation can hear the answers to the questions. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.